Welcome to the first episode of Strategic Planning with Jade. Today I will be sharing my strategic business plan of a Maine-based company, RABELAIS Inc. This company was founded by two friends who discovered their passions were a perfect foundation for a new business in a very specific niche. We will discuss the company overview, vision and mission statements, an ideal customer profile, the SWOT analysis, a competitor analysis, and future goals to help improve customer loyalty and overall business growth. By 2006, Samantha Hoyt had built up her resume full of experience in pastry arts and photo editing. Don Lindgren had become an experienced book dealer by then. These two decided to combine their expertise, and I have to imagine that their blend of knowledge probably has a lot to do with why they were named Best Cookbook Shop in America by Bon Appetit back in 2014. RABELAIS initially grew in the Pepperell Mill, a historical building in Biddeford. For a while, there was also a shop in the city of Portland. The locations were important to RABELAIS, where they figured out how to become a part of this artist community. Although physical shopping ceased in September 2023, RABELAIS continues to operate online, focusing on the acquisition, research, and sale of rare printed and manuscript culinary materials. RABELAIS has offered a high-quality selection of culinary literature, including new, used, and rare volumes. The company delivers these items primarily through an online platform with shipping direct to consumers from their own website. They have also become known to leverage community engagement through pop-up stores and collaborations. The owners also provide services such as appraisals, consulting, and institutional placement for unique collections and archives. Let's discuss the vision and mission statements for RABELAIS. RABELAIS' vision is to continue providing consumers with access to unique and valuable culinary resources, supporting community, and to be a global resource for culinary enthusiasts and professionals. At RABELAIS, the mission is to collaborate with both local and international collectors, libraries, and food professionals to offer a unique selection of the rarest books for food and drink enthusiasts who enjoy literature. But let's discuss whether the allure of having a physical book is enough in the new age of technology. We will take a look into RABELAIS' future plans, figure out who their ideal customer is, and respond to competition. By offering appraisals, consulting, and even helping those institutions place entire collections, the owners have really solidified themselves as experts in the field. However, the company caters to a very specific clientele, people who really value those services and people who enjoy making investments. So, RABELAIS is not just selling these books, but they must sell their expertise. Speaking of their clientele, I will try to reveal an ideal customer their business plan actually paints a pretty clear picture of. So, imagine someone who is between the ages of 35 and 60, mostly male, probably married, and probably lives somewhere like Portland or close by to a city. We're talking about a discerning individual, one who has good judgment on quality and art, and probably with some disposable income. But what about the personality that RABELAIS aims to capture? The customers are most likely culinary professionals or at least a serious enthusiast with a deep passion for food history, and I imagine they're the kind of people who are always looking for those delightful surprises through artwork and in life. These customers want something with historical significance, so they not only want a cookbook, they want to find a piece of art that has a story behind it and they can feel like they're saving it, quite similar to the renovated mill in Biddeford that housed the RABELAIS shop. Remember, we are talking about a luxury market right now. Collecting rare books is not just for anybody. The customer must have that disposable income, but RABELAIS is also so inclusive that they sometimes offer more affordable and fun books. This can be a great way to capture a new collector, maybe a customer that was not sure collecting was even in their passion. Some good questions are, though, what's that they can rely on in such a niche market for the long run? What is the economy like? If it takes a downturn, is it possible for the company to diversify without losing their brand? We really have to keep this in mind. Let's discuss the competition RABELAIS will face. There are a few competing firms across the country I focused on. Some are closer to Maine than RABELAIS might like, and others are based in California across the country. Similar to RABELAIS, all three companies are founded by experts in curating. However, RABELAIS has done well to keep their collection more centered around food and drink than the competition has. Also, the competing firms sometimes charge such a high premium, their ideal customer would need to already be a collector and very willing to spend thousands and even tens of thousands of dollars. My most important findings show selling rare books depends on a combination of expertise, reputation, and personalized service. Customers seem to value the physicality of these books and appreciate the assistance in building their own collections. On the other hand, customers must be able to have available time to meet with the experts of these competing firms. It seems purchasing rare books from them require a significant amount of time for the experts to focus on the individuality of each customer, sometimes even requiring an appointment. Comparing RABELAIS to competition leads to three main goals for the next 3 years. The first one is to strengthen their position in this very specific market, so the company should consider something called a horizontal integration. To break that down and what exactly that means, it means they might be looking at partnering with or even acquiring other bookstores specializing in culinary literature. Imagine like a network of shops around the country, all under the RABELAIS name. It would really reduce competition by building an empire. But there are some risks with that too, of course. With any partnership, you have to make sure all managers are on the same page and that the culture is meshing well. The next goal is market penetration. They want to reach more potential customers, so we can actually consider a very modern approach. Through social media influencers, partnering with chefs, or culinary historians, someone with a following, possibly even a food blogger. This is a bold strategy, using these online tastemakers to try and introduce RABELAIS to a wider audience. RABELAIS will be learning that a celebrity endorsement may be a useful tool to really help someone else buy a first edition cookbook. One last goal, they should actually be looking at expanding their product line in a couple interesting ways through product development. First, they can consider introducing titles related to current culinary trends, like with the rise of plant-based cooking. I mean, that's huge right now. There's definitely a demand for new and innovative recipes. I mean, it shows that they're not just stuck in the past, but they're embracing the evolution of food culture in the present. And this is where it gets even more interesting. They should also think about offering complementary products. So, alongside the book, they could offer rare spices, vintage cooking tools, or maybe high-end ingredients like specialty salts from different regions, maybe even handcrafted kitchen tools from small communities that the first edition cookbooks were based in. Things that really fit in with the experience of what those books represent. RABELAIS must stay true to their roots, but also adapt to the changing world of cooking and drinking. It is a fascinating balancing act, but they can definitely close the gap between the past and the present. Each book is kind of offered like a window right into another time and another culture, so it's not just all about the past. We were talking earlier about their product development strategy, adding books on more modern trends. This is all about capturing a wider audience. We were talking earlier about their product development strategy, adding books on more modern trends. This is all about capturing a wider audience. Plant-based cooking is so popular now, it's not just a trend. It's changing how people think about food, and for RABELAIS, it's a chance to connect with the whole new generation of people who love food and know how they like it. But how does RABELAIS do that while still focusing on rare and unique items? That's where their curation skills come in. They might pick books by well-known plant-based chefs or limited edition, maybe even volumes with beautiful illustrations that go beyond just the recipes. It's still about offering something special that you can't just find anywhere. And remember those complementary products we talked about? They could be a big part of this to imagine a beautiful book on plant-based cooking, and it comes with a set of handcrafted wooden utensils or a selection of rare spices from a sustainable farm, like a whole lifestyle experience that meets the new consumer expectations. Well, curation is one strength. Let's discuss their other strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This is also known as a SWOT analysis, one tool every business owner should know. Let's begin with the good stuff. Rare booksellers have some significant advantages that set them apart. Many of these businesses are locally owned and operated by passionate experts who connect with other experts in the field. They've cultivated strong relationships, which help them source the rare and valuable books their customers can't find anywhere else, especially on an online search. Second, their niche market focus attracts customers and collectors who know exactly what they want. They're not competing with every bookstore. They're targeting a specific group of local buyers. Their expertise and reputation often land the media coverage, which brings visibility and marketing opportunities that money simply can't buy. Add to that their personalized customer service, where they recommend books directly through their websites, and their strong reputation for uncovering unique finds, the rare books, are truly one of a kind. On the other hand, rare booksellers do face challenges, starting with their inventory. Physical books are, by nature, limited in supply compared to the virtually endless catalog of ebooks or the freshly printed bestsellers. This puts them at a disadvantage in a world where ebook sales are on the rise. Another issue is the decline in demand for certain categories of physical books. For instance, the emergence of food delivery services has lessened the need for cookbooks. Space is also a challenge. Population growth in urban areas means people often live in smaller spaces, with less room for collectible items. Add to that an aging population that might not be as tech savvy, and these businesses could find themselves struggling to adapt in the digital first economy. But it's not all bad news. Rare booksellers do have exciting opportunities to explore. For Rabelais, disposable income is increasing, giving people more money to spend on hobbies and collectibles. And let's not forget the power of social media. Book influencers are sparking a renewed interest in reading, and rare booksellers can use this platform like Instagram or TikTok to showcase their collections to a broader audience for free. Despite the rise of ebooks, print books remain the preferred format for most US readers. And as education levels rise, there's a growing interest in collecting books, especially among younger, more educated demographics. Let's discuss the threats. Book clubs and reading groups often influence people to read popular mass market titles, steering them away from rare or collectible books. And while print books are still preferred, the steady rise of ebook sales continues to pose a challenge. Economic factors also play a role. Rising interest rates from the Federal Reserve can make people tighten their belts, cutting back on non-essentials like rare books. And let's face it, rare books are more of a want than a need. To wrap this SWOT analysis up, I want to remind everybody this is a fantastic way for any business to take stock of where they stand. For rare booksellers, it highlights not just the challenges, but the incredible potential within their niche. I would also like to thank Tunes to Go at Pond 5 for the free introduction music. This will be for Business 265D2 with Professor Michelle. Thank you so much for listening.